what's up guys, welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to how the US Gov's riskiest labs contain deadly viruses. Now, I mean, when it comes to, I guess, laboratories, they're going to have all these things to, I guess, help fight against the diseases, help learn about certain diseases. But I feel like also when it comes to like labs with deadly viruses or whatever, do they make new viruses as well? Like, is it a case like, well, they can make new ones that are even deadlier, that if they were released, we would be screwed? I feel like I've heard conspiracies about that, but I don't even know if it's like a conspiracy or if it's just factual information where it's known that they have these viruses or diseases or whatever that could cause absolute havoc to humans, you know. But yeah, we're gonna see, because I mean, this is gonna explain it to me, I assume. But yeah, hopefully you're going to enjoy this reaction, and yeah, let's jump into this video.
Labs. No, labs.
I love labs, by the way.
Know, the place you...
My favourite dogs in the world. They're so cute. I don't think you can get a Labrador that's a bad Labrador, you know. Anyway, let me get into this.
Fillet a frog to impress your middle school crush. Also, where more qualified scientists toy with Ebola, and Marburg, and smallpox, which actually, by international agreement, can only exist in 2 places in the world now that it's been eradicated: a lab in Russia and the CDC's campus in Atlanta. So how do the world's most secure labs ensure that no itsy bitsy teeny weeny smallpox causing virus thingies slip through a crack and, you know, kill us all? In short, rules. Tons of rules about everything from lab design to equipment to how you enter and exit the place, all to guarantee not a speck of air becomes a getaway car for variola. Every microbe handling lab is assigned a biosafety level based on what they do there. The highest is BSL-4, home to deadly airborne microbes that cause diseases with no known vaccines or cures. On the other end, there's BSL-1, for little buggers that don't do much but are
E. coli. I mean, E. coli is quite bad, isn't it? But I guess it's harder to catch or something.
Are better off contained. Then there's what I'm calling BSL-0, places outside the CDC's purview intended to transmit disease: ball pits, lazy rivers, frat house carpets. The 4 real levels build on each other, like Pokemon evolutions, but for biosafety. As I said, your starter is level 1. There they handle microbes that don't pose much risk to healthy adults. Think non-pathogenic E. coli. So harmless. BSL rules cover 3 categories: facility construction, safety equipment, and lab practices, and BSL-1 has the most basic version of each. For facility construction, you just need a hand-washing sink and a door. Safety equipment is simple too. Basic personal protective equipment like lab coats, gloves, and goggles, quote, as needed. And the practices are pretty straightforward. You can work on open lab benches, you must wash your hands, you can't bring food in, so on. For BSL-2, things level up a bit. These labs handle more hazardous stuff like Staphylococcus aureus, which can give you food poisoning, skin infections, and other troubles. But while germs here are more dangerous than BSL-1, they're indigenous to the lab's location. So if they get out, it's not great, but it's not new. BSL-2 lab doors are self-closing, and along with the sink, you need an eye wash station. You also need decontamination equipment like this thing, an autoclave, which uses steam and pressure to sterilize equipment before it gets reused and waste before it gets tossed. Lab coats and gloves are required, and eye protection and face shields come out as needed. At this level, we also introduce another special bit of equipment: the Biological Safety Cabinet, a ventilated workstation that keeps microbes—
These were in high school, I remember these. That'd be in the science classes.
—that could travel on a splash or an aerosol contained. Also, if there's work going down in a BSL-2, only authorized people are allowed in versus BSL-1, which may as well be the water cooler. But BSL-2 is for babies. And are you a baby? Of course not. So let's talk about BSL-3, home of microbes that might be exotic to the lab's location or cause deadly airborne diseases like tuberculosis or COVID. So let's upgrade the sink and eye wash to operate hands-free and place them near the exit. The doors will close and lock themselves, and we'll have 2 sets of them. Even the air is designed for safety. Exhaust air does not—
COVID being with tuberculosis, that's a pretty, I don't know, I mean, I guess because it's like the common cold now, really. Would that be considered BSL-3? Maybe when it was first like breaking and stuff, but damn. In the same tier as tuberculosis.
Recirculates, and the space has what's called pressure cascade zoning.
Well, I guess tuberculosis now isn't really like a life sentence like it used to be. Like if you got tuberculosis like over 100 years ago, I feel like you were doomed. Now, not so much.
There's lower air pressure in the part of the lab where they handle dangerous stuff and higher where they don't. That way, when the airlock between two spaces is open, air will flow towards the biohazards rather than giving them a lazy river to the rest of the lab, which would be bad because, like I said, lazy rivers are BSL 0. Remember this air pressure stuff, by the way. It'll be back. As for safety equipment, all that PPE is now mandatory, with respirators sometimes thrown in to ensure scientists breathe in only the finest, least virus-ridden air. Also at BSL 3, all the work goes down in a safety cabinet, no exceptions, and unauthorized people are never allowed in, whether work is happening or not.
Damn.
But BSL 3 is for babies. Are you a baby? No, you came here for the
BSL
most
4.
secure labs in the world. The ones that deal with dangerous exotic microbes that transmit over the air. Microbes that will kill you. You'll be relieved to know that labs working with, hemorrhagic fevers are on the hook for dramatically more safeguards than even BSL 3, and that there aren't even that many in the world. 59 to be exact, as of 2021. BSL 4 labs are quite literally built different. They're physically isolated with independent air supply, vacuum lines, and decontamination systems. The walls are completely airtight. Air doesn't even get out through the outlets. They have lower air pressure than the outside world to make sure that, in the case of a leak, air comes in rather than out. Everything here is filtered. Incoming air gets filtered once, exhaust air gets filtered twice, plumbing gets filtered, then liquid waste heads to a kill tank, and solid waste heads to a sterilizer or incinerator. Work happens in either or both of a Class 3 biosafety cabinet or a positive pressure suit, which gives you a supply of filtered air to breathe and has higher air pressure than the rest of the lab.
This is what they wear, damn.
At this point, I trust you get why. And here's something fun. BSL 4s are usually pretty small, often a quarter the size of a tennis court, for ease of cleaning. However, they need walkways big enough for people in balloon suits to walk around them without bumping anything or each other, lest important research devolve into one of those inflatable sumo matches. But my favorite thing about BSL 4? Thanks for asking. It's what an absolute pain it is to enter or exit them. Picture this. You overslept your alarm, so now it's 8:30 and you're only just arriving at the door to your Ebola job. Work starts in 30 minutes and you're here, but you're probably going to be 15 minutes late because you need to credential yourself through the access door, change out of your clothes, bypass the shower room, put on scrubs, grab your suit, confirm its gloves haven't expired, test your suit for leaks, patch any you find, put it on, bypass the chemical shower, then scan through another control door, maybe with your retina like a little spy, then you're at work. But oops, you left your reading glasses in the car, so now you have to leave, i.e. take a chemical shower in your suit,
Bruh.
then de-suit, then take off the scrubs and take a normal shower, then leave.
I mean, you got to do it, ain't you? It makes sense. It's just how it's got to be. The safety precautions. I mean, of course, with any chance of it breaking out, why would you risk anything?
Now, I assume between the normal shower and leaving, you put your normal clothes back on, but that actually wasn't mentioned in my source, so maybe it's standard practice to leave BSL 4 in the nude? Would be cool. Now, as I said before, some of the most secure and high-stakes labs in the world, even among BSL 4 joints, are at the CDC's campus in Atlanta. The latest was built in 2005 and was intended to last 50 years, but now they're saying it's going to be obsolete far before that. So now, rather than shut those labs down for years of renovation, they're building a whole new one known as the HCCL, or High Containment Continuity Laboratory, which will have BSL 3 and 4 labs and reach a whopping 160,000 square feet of floor space. That's over 3 football fields, or about 2 football fields. A handful of firms won contracts to design and build it, with the lead constructor being a company that's built more than half of the gross square feet of BSL 4 labs in the entire US, because not that many people know how to make these things, as it turns out. But who built the other half, you may be asking? My parent company, Wendover.
Oh, I don't think they did, but good little ad segment. Secure in the bag. You love to see it. I think it's
Constructions. What, you think these videos pay for themselves?
Oh, no,
Okay.
it's the ad now, isn't it? Yeah, secure the bag, baby. An outside correspondent, Amy, didn't even enter BSL 4 zone for footage. You guys have really gone down the tubes. The concept of pressurizing the rooms differently so that when the seal was breached, air flows towards the dangerous thing is actually such a genius and cool idea. I mean, I guess when it comes to these, you've got to have the best innovations in the world, right? Because any small little issue, and it could lead to a worldwide pandemic, you know? Not trying to hint at anything. But nah, I am taking the piss. But hopefully you enjoyed this reaction. Let me know your thoughts on this. If you're someone who does this as a job, or you know someone who does this as a job, I guess let me know just how, I don't want to say intense, just how rigorous the safety is. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Until next time, like, subscribe, and peace.